what's going on, y'all? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And you're about to watch a little OTB LSU.
We're going to give you all the latest, greatest between LSU football, baseball, women's basketball, softball, and everything in between.
Bottom line, if you want to talk Tigers, keep it locked, subscribe, like it, and we hope you enjoyed it. So closing up spring game, kicking was a problem. Kicking was definitely a problem, which is weird because Damian Ramos was pretty good last year, right?
He was.
And so even the other day when Coach Kelly said that there was a pretty intense kicking competition, I kind of took that as, oh, that's a good thing. Because, like, Ramos was already good. So if he's being pushed, then that means that it's getting even better. But it felt like, Jake, if we're just using Saturday to form judgments, like there's been a bit of regression, which if you're trying to win a championship, you just can't have at that position.
Well, I mean, I think it's just been such a strength for LSU football for such a long time. That it's a position that you expect almost perfection. I mean, when you look at the LSU kickers, gosh, I'd say the last 15 years. And then last year, it was good. And now, look, these weren't chip shots that you missed in the spring game. You missed 46. You missed a 44-yarder. I think you had one more miss because the defense got 5 points every time you missed one. And he did hit his last one, 34-yard field goal. But just something to pay attention to because – it was a strength for you. I think even last year, like we didn't know what you had outside of the first game where it was a utter disaster.
Yeah.
Obviously with the protection.
Yeah.
Everything else, like you were really, really, really good in the kicking game as far as your kickers and your punters. I mean, I thought Bramlin had a really nice season last year as well. Cover units is where, and return units is where a lot of special teams problems came from.
Yeah. I mean, no, you've had, it's a good point that you raised and that you have been spoiled over time at that position. I mean, you've had multiple have you had multiple Americans or is Jasper the only one that hit all-American?
Cade York was all-American.
Okay, that's right. Okay, yeah. So you've had multiple all-Americans. You've had even more all-conference guys. Going back to Colt David
was all-SEC.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you've
Delahousse, I think, might have been.
You had and even Delahousse, you know, maybe even if he didn't take, which I think he might have been all-conference, but even without a word, I remember him hitting a 40-plus yard game winner in the Swamp, right? Yeah. So, like, the only bad year you had was the Connor Culp year when you were making about right over 50%.
Thank God for the Auburn game.
Yeah, but the Auburn game was there. He was locked in. That's all that matters.
You're right. That was the 1 year.
But it's like, you know, that is concerning because just like with the LSU baseball team, right? If you have high expectations and high aspirations and you believe that you maybe have championship caliber in your DNA, this is something that can kind of ruin all of that. Like in these games in the SEC where it's going to be close and you cannot leave points on the field. You just can't. I mean, Jake, what's an acceptable percentage of 40-yarders you need to hit? 65?
I think so. I was going to say 60, but 65 feels better.
Yeah.
And again, like spoiled, yes, because Cade York gives like 90% of 40-plus yarders felt low.
Yeah.
I mean, he was more like 90 from 50.
I was about to say, he was like 75 from 40 and then 90 from 50. He was even weirder in that regard. But look, you've seen Ramos do it at that level that we just said was acceptable last year. I think he can get back there. We'll see over time. But certainly it's going to be something that we're going to be looking at, right? Because now you have the more special teams by committee and everything else we talk about. Not that like a special teams focused coach is the one actually out there coaching the kicking, but like the correlating factors we're gonna correlate how the special teams performs with the coaching and structure changes that they made this offseason. Even if you can be like, well, what does that have to do? It just is what it is. So hopefully they get it figured out. But otherwise, very good day. Wow, Jake, what incredible takes.
I mean, those guys, they're just the best.
I think so. And if you think so, again, hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when we post every single day here on OTB LSU.